because I had taken some psychedelics that did that kind of thing. I remember taking a thing called JB318, and I was sitting in a room and nothing was happening, and I thought, gee, nothing much happens with this drug, does it? Even though the fellow I took it with, who was about 50, was doing cartwheels through the room, but I felt nothing. And then this girl from the community I was living in walked in and she said, would you like some lemonade? And I said, that would be great. And she poured this glass of lemonade and it got to the top and she kept pouring and it went over the side and down the side and across the wall and up the wall and across the ceiling and down and under my pants, and then it went back up and my pants got wet and I moved, and then it went back up, and as it touched the glass disappeared and the girl disappeared and my wet pants were no longer wet. And I turned to Ralph Metzner, who was sitting next to me, and I said, Ralph, you know, the most unusual thing just happened to me. And Ralph disappeared. And thus I was perfectly willing when the people at Harvard said, you people have been taking these drugs, you are therefore not reputable scientists anymore as observers. And I was perfectly delighted to say, I will be data. You know, study me, and it may be, it's too bad what happened to those guys in the 60s at Harvard, you know. So my mind went faster and faster and faster, and then it went through every desperate ploy and search through all the storage units. And then, just like a computer that has been fed an insoluble problem, finally, so the machine doesn't burn out entirely, a red light goes on and a bell rings and the machine stops. And that is what happened. My mind just gave up. And simultaneously, and this was not, I couldn't experience it as cause and effect. All I experienced it was the simultaneity of it. He was looking right at me and sort of just looking right at me. I felt this very violent tugging sensation in my chest. It was very painful. And I started to cry. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried. And I wasn't happy, and I wasn't sad. The closest I could come to description of feelings was like, I'm home, or it's over.